Hi, this is Kevin Garlington, and this is another doubles tip for the Summer Summary series. Now, doubles we talked about, hopefully you've watched one of the previous videos where I talked about hitting, getting your opponent to hit up so you can hit down. In this video, I want to talk about the roles of every player on the court. So we have basically two positions on the court. We have where your opponent's gonna, or you are gonna be at the baseline, and then we have someone established at net. Now, if you're on the baseline, your goal isn't to try to win the point from the baseline. We make so many errors from trying to win the point from the baseline. The reason why understanding your roles are important is because you don't try to, let's say, overextend what you're supposed to be doing in that role. Meaning that if I'm on the baseline, I'm not trying to blaze winners down the line. I'm not trying to generally hit winners on the court with doubles, okay? From that position, my goal is to hopefully set up my net player, okay? And, you know, I guess there could be one other position if you're serving or receiving, which makes a big difference if you're serving a volley. We'll go into that. But generally, I'm trying to set up my net player. I'm trying to hit the balls cross court, keep it away from the net person so the net person doesn't poach and hurt my partner. Okay, that's my goal in that position. Occasionally I'll hit it down the line to maybe mix it up every once in a while, and usually I only do this if I'm slightly inside the baseline, never from behind the baseline. You know, I very rarely, if I'm behind the baseline, I want to keep it away from the net person. If you're the net person, the role of the net person is to attack. Your goal is to cut across and poach. Your goal is to apply pressure to your opponent because you're the closest to the net. You can hit the ball in a way that gives your opponent the least amount of time. Now, if you watched the previous video where we talked about making your opponent hit up so you can hit down, this is the opportunity that if your opponent on the other side hits a high cross-court ball, that you can now cross over, poach, and hit down. And you want to usually hit it around the tee, or I say across the bow of the net player, not at the net player, because what happens a lot of time, I call this the Z move, the person goes down the line to me, I hit the ball at the opponent, and they ricochet it back to my baseline partner. We don't want that. We want to either go tee, or we want to go across the opponent and follow the ball. This is one of the, I'll add in this one, this is a huge tip. When we poach, we got to follow the ball. So many players I see, we poach and we step back and it just goes back to the baseline player. Instead of poaching, following the ball and continue to poach, oh, I might have went off the screen, but continue to poach and getting close to the net and following that and finishing the point, okay? That's your role at net. Now, the third position might be is if you're serving or receiving. Obviously, if you're serving, you have an advantage because you get to place the ball, which has a real, makes a difference in how your opponent's going to return it. Okay, I recommend generally serve tee. Okay, it gives your net person the greatest opportunity to poach on both sides. Usually I might serve out wide on the backhand side if they're right-handed. If they're left-handed, I might serve tee. But I really focus a lot on tee because it makes it really makes it easier for my net player to be aggressive. So let's summarize. I don't want to get off on a tangent of all these different things you can start doing to improve your doubles. We'll break into another video. If you're the baseline, your goal is to set up the net person, is not to go for a bunch of crazy winners down the line. Get it cross, get it away from the net person to set up your partner to hopefully poach. If you're the net person, okay, your goal is to attack, attack, attack. Look for those opportunities. Fake, don't just stand there, okay? Make sure you're in your baseline player's mind, and I'll tell you how to do that in another video. But make sure you're trying to look for attack and follow the attack. If you poach, keep following it to finish off that point. If you're serving, okay, serve down the tee to give your partner the biggest advantage of poaching. If you're receiving and you're returning, hit cross court, okay? Hit cross court. The only time I would steer away from some of these rules is if obviously you have a weaker player and you have a stronger player. Well, guess what? You take as many balls to the weaker player. But saying that everybody's equal, I stick by these rules, okay? So this is Kevin Garlington. I hope you got a lot out of these doubles tips. I'm gonna do a couple more videos to summarize some of these other doubles tips that we've talked about a little bit. But it's really important that, you know, follow these rules because they really help you and get advantage in your doubles match, okay? So go out, play tough, leave a comment below if you have any questions about what I've talked about in this video, and I'll see you in another video.